right. And there we go. We should be live. We should be live, and we should be making some degree of noise.
Oh man,
cool.
the whole internet
The whole internet.
out there,
The
out there for
whole
everybody.
internet.
The whole internet. We're on the internet now. Is
Oh,
as
man.
as it goes. Hopefully this will go smoothly. If it doesn't, hopefully we all have fun.
I mean,
Hello, chat. Holy crap, 13 of you in there. That's kind of incredible.
hello, everybody.
So what we'll do to
Hello,
get
hello.
started.
Hi, friends.
So we are playing I Roll for Shoes. I Roll for Shoes is a micro RPG system that is primarily made for mostly role play. It doesn't include any rules for magic or combat or anything like that. But we've got some homebrew rules that we've implemented to allow for even more zaniness. The core.
Can I interrupt
feature-
you for just a second?
Of course you can.
As far as I can tell, we are not streaming on Twitch right now.
What?
All I see is the we will be starting soon.
Ooh, it might be on a delay because I've got the machine going right now, but it's on a serious delay.
Everything I'm showing says we're rocking and a rolling.
Baran, ba 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 baran.
Hey, chat. Someone say anything at all in the chat if you can see us and hear us. Oh, yep, we got someone said they can see us.
Do we exist?
Good.
Oh, and people are saying
Oh, it's working. Good.
Okay.
Yay!
Okay, cool.
I mean, we're thinking, so I assume we exist.
Yeah, now I
Hey,
can see
hey, whoa, do
Hi.
not say cart before the horse.
Okay. It's primarily a role play system, but we've homebrewed in some things to make it even more zany. The premise of I Roll for Shoes is a basic skill called Do Anything. So the general rule of thumb is that if you can imagine it, you can certainly try it. And we'll see what happens against some competing DC roles that I will do. All the roles will be public, so there'll be no role fudging whatsoever. Because I'll make my roles in the public chat, and you all will make your roles in the public chat, and everybody will be able to see that. Let's see. On that note... Okay, cool. So, with that, we are going to play a Cyberpunk-themed one-shot. This is a true one-shot in that if we don't finish it in approximately 3 hours, you will be considered lost or dead or unsaved or failed at your mission. But yeah, I've got a timer on this of about 3 hours of play. So hopefully you will be successful. And I will tell you all in a moment what your objective is. But before we get to that, all of you have already come up with some characters, or your characters rather. And I just want to we'll go one at a time from left to right, starting with Beth. And just just introduce me and the other players and our audience to what your character's name is and what your character is doing right now in the cyberpunk city that is called Cyberpunk.
Hello, fellow humans, human fellas. My name is Caitlin. I am a bit of an alternative figure, very goth, hood drawn, very dark, a large guitar strapped to my back. I'm seemingly on the run from something, and I'm always looking over my shoulder. Very, very sweet. Sometimes I don't quite get the joke, is it? Yeah. They go over my head, is how you should say that, probably. Quite a literal person, but I do love me my music, and I'll play anything that you want from me.
Okay, and what is Caitlin doing right now?
Probably sitting in the corner of the room, kind of glancing around, definitely with her back to the wall, clutching at something.
Okay, in the corner of a room somewhere. Got it.
Ooh.
Shandu.
Maybe a dark alley.
A dark alley, maybe. Okay. Shando, same thing.
Oh, hello. I'm Mima9. I am an android. I look like a grandma. I have curly blue hair and a pink tracksuit and a great big bag that I have a bunch of Werther's originals in. I have big glasses that dangle from a chain, and I am programmed to be a babysitter. I'm currently sitting on a park bench, awaiting the program in my brain to tell me my next client, where they are, how many children they are, and when they need me to arrive.
Okay, park bench. Okay. Mal, your turn.
Yeah, whatever. My name's Jeremy. Yeah. I'm like a sophomore in high school, and I have this stupid after school job at McDougal's. And like the doctor says my skin condition's gonna clear up soon. Like I just gotta grow out of it, but whatever. And like the world is terrible and I hate everything and like nobody understands me and it's just the worst. So like I'm done with my stupid shift and like I'm walking to my stupid house so my parents can get on my case for not doing my homework. And like I'm walking through this park and there's this robot and I bet there's probably like a weird like alley or something around here with like some creepy people in it, but whatever. I don't care cuz I'm metal and it's awesome.
Okay. Okay. All right. So each of
I
you
love
going
all of
about
this.
your business. Some of you in a dark alley, one of you at a park, another probably going about their adolescent life.
It's the angst,
not a-
man.
Beth,
It's not a phase, Mom.
Beth, excuse me, Caitlin, as you're clinging to something in this corridor, it's almost like a switch is flipped in your brain, in your positronic brain. It's an android, right?
Mhm.
I'm the android.
Oh, no, Caitlin is, but she's trying really, really hard to pass off as a
I see.
human.
Well,
Okay.
something triggers in your brain, and it's almost like a download begins. You see a person, a face you've never seen before of a man, older, gray hair, not patchy, but graying goatee. He's dressed in a business suit, to the nines, as it were. You see the words "Target" flashed above its head, and you see a name, Elijah Cunningham. Bounty information starts to populate your mind. You're not sure where it's coming from or who's putting it there or what's putting it there, but you are suddenly overcome with an intense urge to act on training that seems deeply embedded in your brain. The assassin protocols in Caitlin have come online. So, before we go any further, I need you to roll a d6, and you're going to get a random trait from your training based on whether you roll evens or odds.
Evens. Oh wait, no, I
Evens.
should probably roll it in here.
Yeah, please,
Probably roll
yes,
it
please
here.
roll it so everybody can see it. A 1.
One.
Odds.
Oh, so odds.
Odds. So, in addition
And
to
it just
all of this
continues.
information that is downloading into you, you're and part of your assassin training that comes online is a bunch of stealth protocols. You feel suddenly like you know everything there is to know about stealth and infiltration. Mima 9. As
Yeah.
you sit waiting for your next contract to come through, it begins happening. A contract pulls in a way that you're familiar with, but there's no children. There's no parents. There is a team of people you don't recognize, a man named Elijah Cunningham with the words "Target" over its head, and details on Cybertech Industries. An image of a large skyscraper appears, and a little X marking his home location at the top floor of this penthouse building. You're briefed on what goes on in this building. That there are public attractions similar to a mall on the ground floors that there are offices and admin buildings. There are executive suites, and at the very top is Elijah Cunningham's penthouse suite. All the bounty information I just described to Caitlin shows up in you, and similarly, like a switch has flipped in your brain, training that you have long forgotten or maybe never knew of has come online. Now, because it was your birthday recently, I gave you first pick, and the thing that you picked was weapons expert. Well, that you randomly achieved was weapons expert.
I'm so
Stealth,
excited.
weapons. Oh no, what's the teenager gonna get?
So, as all of this information is coming online, you look down at your android arm and you trigger it with a mental thought. What weapon pulls itself out of your arm?
Oh my goodness. Okay. Trying to think about my grandma.
Pulling it.
See, my grandma's main weapon was shame, so I don't know how.
So a flamethrower, clearly.
There's nothing else that it could be.
I want it to be a bludgeoning weapon of some kind. We'll say it turns into kind of like a club.
Okay, gotcha. So
Yeah.
and so you realize you have the ability to shift your arm from arm with all of its graspy appendages to just solid mace that you can batter people with or things with.
Yeah.
Jeremy,
Yeah.
as you are walking about the area that you're in that I missed when you said it because I'm bad at paying attention, you walk past a radio and a voice comes out of it that you recognize, but you're not sure why. You hear the words longing, rusted, 17, daybreak, furnace, 9, benign, homecoming, 1, freight car. And with the completion of this deeply ingrained set of passwords, all of these assassin memories come flooding back to you, skills you never knew you had. I think, see, we had odds was already used, so evens for you. So we've got stealth expert, we've got weapons master. You are the hacker extraordinaire. So in addition to all of this info that everybody else has received, you also just get a pooling of data that is all about cybernetics, hacking, robotics, all of that good stuff comes to you. Now, all three of you, being awoken in your own ways, get a location that is a meeting place. None of you having ever met your team before, but all of you overtaken by this training put inside you, make your way to that destination. In the distance, a few blocks down the way, you notice the towers of Cybertech Industries. Parked off to the side in an alley, you notice your first destination, a van. Very well decked out, very inconspicuous, but as you open it, it has banks of computers, there's tables, planning area. All three of you arrive at approximately the same time to your staging area as you contemplate what it might be like or what you might need to do in order to reach the penthouse suite at the top of Cybertech Industries to take out your target. What do you do?
So did I see, like, in my download pictures of these two?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. And does my programming, do I feel, I guess, do I have an internal disconnect between this message that I've received versus my normal programming, or does this just seem like, okay, what I'm doing now?
You have all of the skills of a babysitter and all of the skills of an assassin. but your assassin programming has taken over as this is your current objective. It is
Okay.
the compulsion to do this is as strong as it would be to protect a child.
Okay. So then Jeremy definitely appears to be more of a child. Caitlin, do you look like an adult?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna go up to Jeremy and be, oh, are you gonna be helping us today, sweetie?
I mean, like,
You seem like such a capable young man.
I, I, I quit the Boy Scouts, lady. I don't help people cross streets. Whatever.
Oh, that's fine. Oh, I love your guitar. Caitlin, are
Oh,
you going to be helping us
uh,
today too?
I suppose so. Yes.
So
You
Jeremy
have
kind
to
of gives
kill a man.
Caitlin like a long look, like kind of tilts his head and squints through his bangs, and he's like, "Sup?"
Repeat, please.
Jeremy kind of tilts his head and like squints through his bangs and tries to look cool and fails utterly, and he's just like, "Sup?"
I do not know what you mean by the word sup. Do you mean supper? I lack any sustenance for fellow humans.
Cool. Whatever. Jeremy
So,
just climbs in the van, starts playing with the computers.
wonderful.
So, from your
I am
vantage
human,
point
yes.
inside the van, you're able to kind of look out the window, and there's some as you start playing on the computer and doing things. You're I didn't know I could do this. Is what you're kind of thinking, and the compulsion to do it is just running rampant in you. There are clearly sensors and cameras hidden on top of this van. As you begin accessing the systems, the screens begin populating with info of the outside world. And it zooms in on the tower, and there's a few things you see. You see a main entrance. You can see a side entrance. It is late at this point. It's probably 6 or 7 o'clock at night. The sun is basically down, and what sun is still remaining is blocked by skyscrapers and other buildings. Neon glow coming off of all of them. The building itself still seems to be very alive with activity. You see people coming and going. Some maybe vendors, maybe pedestrians, maybe people that work there. But your objective lie before you. How do you proceed?
Perhaps we should observe for a little bit to see if there is a particularly advantageous time to go inside.
Okay.
Should
Go ahead.
It should be noted that the side entrance seems to be the most advantageous, as it would allow us maintenance hatches, which would be more expedient ways of getting by the defense network.
Wow, that's a wonderful idea. You guys are so smart. Your parents must be so proud of you.
I have parents, yes.
Jeremy's just like, whatever. While he's being super cool, he's gonna poke around in the computer and see if there's any pre-recorded data that he can like maybe run an analysis on to see if to support Caitlin's theory.
Okay. This is gonna be our first roll of the game. So you're gonna do a do anything. So roll a 1d6, and I will also roll a 1d6 because I think this is a relatively easy thing to do.
Big
I mean,
two.
how easy?
Oh,
Not
no.
that
Not
easy.
that easy, unfortunately. So since this is the first time this has happened, the first thing you're going to want to do is make a note that you have 1 experience point that you can use later. And as a reminder, an experience point can be used to turn any roll into a critical roll, to a 6. Now, if you make another check and you fail again, you can use it to turn it into a 6, which will level it up, but you will still fail the check. But you have an XP now that you can apply towards, that you can apply to start leveling up. But yeah, so
Justin,
go ahead.
I would like to go up to Jeremy and place my hand on his shoulder and say, Oh, I know you can do this. You're a smart boy. And I want to try to use empathy to encourage Jeremy in his next attempt to find this information.
Go ahead and roll your 1d6.
Killer robot grandma bard. I love it.
All right.
4.
Jeremy, go ahead and roll a competing d6 here. I just want to see how receptive you are to taking. Oh, you're very receptive. Very receptive. So this will succeed. This do anything was successful for you. It's not going to explode into a new skill, but Jeremy, you have been so inspired to try again. So go ahead and do that do anything one more time to see if you can do that analysis you spoke of.
Nope.
No, hold on. Let's see. I'm gonna roll against it as well. Okay, so you're right. It still failed, but you can use that XP now to give yourself a 6 on that, and that will give you a new skill. I would say that new skill would be called Running Analysis, level 2. Do you want to use your XP to do that?
I would like to.
Do it. Okay. So now on your character sheet, however you're keeping notes, you should have Do Anything 1 and Run Analysis 2.
Yep.
All right.
Was I successful at my skill?
You were successful in your skill, but you have to get a 6 on it for it to explode into a new skill.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to critically succeed to level it up.
Perfect.
That's what makes the XP so valuable, is you can force it to be a 6.
Okay.
All right.
Teenage life form, could you find out where the security cameras might be?
Yeah, I guess. I was doing that anyway.
So let's run analysis on your security camera. So go ahead and do a 2d6 this time, and now we're specifically focusing in on seeing if we can spot some cameras on this building. Three. Oh, this time it is with extreme proficiency that you are able to get into the computer and look around. So you actually tap into some feeds even, and you can see a camera pointing at the side door. You see multiple cameras pointing across the main lobby through the front door, and you see a camera in the back. And this camera at the back of the room, you see a bunch of people in there. You see some metal detectors that it looks like people that are coming and going or going through. And you can make out, looks like 2 banks of elevators. One of them with like it looks like it says private on it, and another one that looks like it has some options and a little directory over it. Of options, and as you zoom in on this directory, you're going to notice a couple of things. It has the ground floor labeled as lobby. You'll see the second floor is listed as stores and Cybertech showroom. The third floor will be listed as food court, and then the fourth floor listed as admin offices.
Could you say those all one more time?
Sure. Ground floor is the lobby, so floor 1 lobby. Floor 2 stores and Cybertech showroom, and 3 food court. And it looks like that fourth floor on the directory is pointing at the private elevator.
As in, we would need to take the private elevator to get to the 4th floor, or that the private elevator starts at the 4th floor?
No, it looks like you'd have to take the private elevator to the 4th floor.
And we don't know what's on the 4th floor?
No. Well, it says admin offices.
Okay.
Is there a clear uniform among the workers there?
Okay. So you're going to come up behind Jeremy and kind of look at these screens and look through these cameras. Why don't you do anything for identifying uniforms?
All right.
We're just sucking
My,
today.
my dice roll of luck is coming back to haunt me.
Well, hold on. So it is
Oh,
meets and
boy.
beats. So there is a chance. Hold on. Let's see. Oh no.
Nope.
So there is. So what you do gather, there does seem to be a lot of people. It looks like this first, at the very least, the first floor and probably a few of the other floors down here are open to the public. You can see what looks like some sort of a security officer sitting behind a desk on the cameras that are pointing across the lobby, but there are quite a few people in here, and it's a little hard between the people and the security officer sitting down behind the table. It's a little hard to make out exactly what the uniform looks like.
Can I figure out? So there's the penthouse, which is where Mr. Cunningham is, correct? Are there other residential units in this building?
Let's do a, so you go over to one of the tables where there's a bunch of supplies kind of laid out, and one of them looks to be a bit of a directory of what's kind of known about this building. Go ahead and let's do a do anything for checking the directory.
Okay. Nope.
What with the low roll?
No.
So yeah, looking through it, you get some of the
What are
same
words?
information that there are. You get the same information about the lobby, the stores, the food court, the admin building. In this directory, it shows that there's a bunch of other floors, and they're labeled as increased security on the upper floors. But they unfortunately aren't labeled. You're not sure what's on each floor. You just know that once you go above the first 3 floors, the security goes up a bit.
Okay. I was mostly wondering if there were families with children that lived in this building.
Hard to say from the information available to you.
Do we know if Mr. Cunningham is married or perhaps has children?
In the brief that you received on him, it does not look like he does. It looks like he is a very known in the press for hopping from relationship to relationship. Has not
I see.
quite settled down in his.
I'm sure he'll
age.
find a nice. I'm sure he'll find a nice woman
Have some kids.
eventually.
After we throw him out a window.
Exactly.
He might
That was
land
way
on her.
down.
It'll be fine. So before we go much further, Jeremy would like to see if there's a way where he can route communications through Mima, so that he can actually just have some sort of electronic brain connection between the van computer and her.
So you recognize this as a great idea and something certainly worth trying, but you also recognize it to be a bit challenging on an outside network. So go ahead and give it a try. You're going to do anything for routing communications, but I am going to roll this at a higher DC.
Cool. So maybe I'll roll a 3 this time.
You might. Let's see what happens. That's a good roll.
Oh,
That's a good
5!
roll for a 1d6. Let's see what happens. I could roll a bunch of 1s.
You're gonna get freaking 12. I know it. I know it.
That's impressive.
Knock off the bard powers, Grandma.
Yeah, we're done. We're done here. Good night,
That's
everybody.
it. Go home. Game's over.
You feel like that is something that you would probably have a better time accomplishing if you could find a maybe some sort of a terminal to hack into that's on their internal network.
Is there some
I
sort
have
of
a-
fabricator?
Sure. Yeah. What are you thinking?
Is there any way for Caitlin to replicate like orange maintenance vests?
Go right ahead. You find there is a little bit of a replicator in the van for provisioning supplies. go ahead and do anything for using the replicator. We'll say use technology. We'll call this using technology. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, remember, anytime you fail a check, and I think a bunch have been failed here, but make sure you keep track of your XP so that you can use them. All right. Ooh, a 5. Okay. You win. Meets it beats. So you successfully are able to manufacture via this replicator. It takes a few minutes. But in the span of about 10 minutes for making 3 vests, you have some maintenance uniforms, some generic like Party City, maintenance uniforms.
Cool. Can I ask a quick game system question?
Of course you may.
So, Caitlin was successful at using technology, but to add that to her skill list, she needs to use
I would
her
need to
XP
expend one of my XPs.
right now to do it.
And you can do that. You can do that on a successful for sure.
All right, then why don't I do that? So I'll spend my 1 XP, and I have used technology too.
Perfect.
And so it becomes a 2.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So
Now,
now,
next time.
So it's up to you all. When I pose a challenge, it's up to you all to be like, hey, you know what? This challenge is a little off the wall, but if I did this, can I use my use technology 2 instead of my do anything 1? It's kind of up to you to flavor how you want to use your skills.
Okay.
We could get in the side entrance with these, possibly.
That's a great
Cool.
idea, sweetie.
Is there some mobile computer you could take, young teenager? That is your designation, correct?
Yeah, but like you could call me Jeremy if you wanted.
Designation changed to Jeremy. Hello, Jeremy. How was your day?
It, it, it's
Unrecognized word, but unnecessary word. Here is your vest.
cool.
Mima would like
I
to
am
know.
human, yes.
You are so human. You're doing great, sweetie. Mima would like to know. I'm not sure if this was something Jeremy was asking earlier and maybe it was misinterpreted. But is it possible to upload the information that we know or that we've collected or that is stored in the van's computer system to either Kaylin or myself so that we can look at it later?
Absolutely. So, you looking around the room, you don't even really have to. You realize that all of this information is part of what was briefed into you when these protocols came online in your head.
Oh,
So yeah, any of the briefed information you'd be able to have, and as you don your orange, maintenance suits, you look over to the same table that's kind of off to the side of where the briefing documents were, or the directory was rather. You notice a few things that in each thing on this kind of speaks to each of you in its own way. One of the devices sitting there is very clearly a cyberpunk miniature computer, something you would use to engage in hacking and splicing and everything you would need to attempt to break through digitally secured protocols. Beth, roll a d6 for me. Five.
oh.
2, 3, 4, 5. You find a spray can. Okay, a spray canister labeled "Liquid Armor." This covers the user in a film coating. It provides an additional bit of protection in the event of danger. So you can add that item to your inventory. Shando, roll a d6 for me.
I'm going to get a 3.
Oh, that'll be impressive.
No.
1. This is kind of amazing, actually. You see a small puck, and the assassin training you have in you tells you immediately that this small gadget, developed many years ago, is known as a vacuum. This small puck is small enough to slide under most doors and into other innocuously small spaces. The press of a button, it'll beep 3 times after 3 seconds, and then it will discharge, creating a very small, quiet explosion that sucks all the oxygen out of a space.
How creative.
2 of us don't care about that. And one of
Jeremy,
us cares very deeply about that.
I mean,
roll.
yes, I have to like care about stuff. Whatever.
Whatever, Mom.
Jeremy, go ahead and roll a d6.
You can't tell me what to do. You're not my real dad.
Hey.
I gotta channel the angst.
Channel tank.
You find.
I gotta roll in character.
There you go.
Got it. Noted.
You find the last item on the table is, you recognize it to be an EMP snuffer, a single-use item that will brick any electrical appliance within a short range. You know that it could be used to disable cameras, disable anything electronic, drones, lights, even if you want to make a room nice and dark. So up to you. But at about this time, a timer pops up onto one of the computer screens, marking down just ever so slightly less than 3 hours. And it lets you know that Elijah will be leaving in 3 hours' time. So what all are you doing?
Is there a reason why we need to infiltrate the building in order to kill Elijah? Could we just wait for him to come out?
You may certainly.
One would assume that he would have some sort of flying vehicle that we would not be able to reach.
Do we have any information that he has some sort of helicopter, or how he comes and goes from his residence?
It's pretty common knowledge, and you would know this even before your assassin training kicked in, just from maybe watching the news, that he only ever travels by secure drone.
Okay. Sounds good.
What restaurants are in the food court?
Hard to say from here. No, it wouldn't be hard to say from here. I would say probably in your bit of directory looking at it. There are, think of like typical mall, but like
Is there
like
a near?
So is there a McDougal's? Because Jeremy's still in his work
McDougal's
uniform.
is the second largest franchise since the franchise war. You would absolutely, next to, of course,
Nearest
Taco
pizza.
Zell. It would
So Jeremy could feasibly take the hand. All right. So I think like I got a plan or whatever.
Plans are
'Cause-
nice.
Like I can't really do anything here, but I think I can route all of the systems and junk through the handheld unit. So like if we were to go up into the food court, because like there's a McDougal's there or whatever, and like I could pretend that like I'm on my break or something and like sit in the food court and do like cool hacker stuff, and you know like we could pretend that like I'm showing my Mima work or whatever, because like work or whatever. And then like you could be one of the cleaner worker people guy dude and like go do cleaner worker people guy dude stuff, and then like I could run the op from the food court, and you could go like kill him or whatever.
I think that's
This-
a wonderful idea to get us in there.
This sounds like a good idea. I do
think-
not understand your use of male terms as my destination is female, but I have learned that you have different ways of saying things. This works.
I think it's a generational thing. I think everybody's a dude now.
Cool.
I'm a dude.
What
You're a
generation is this? 17? 6?
Something like that.
What is your species generation? Designation teenager? No. Incorrect. Designation Jeremy?
So you have a
I mean,
couple of
like,
options ahead of you, and you're
I'm
in
a
the van.
sophomore.
Generation sophomore. Understood.
Well, Jeremy, I think it's
Um,
time that you show your Mima where you work.
Is there some sort of like toolkit? Like just like classic looking like red toolkit bag sitting there?
Do anything to search the room. Yep, there sure is. Yeah.
So Caitlin's going to put on her orange little thingy thing, her orange vest, and pick up her toolkit and like pull her hood up over her thing, looking like a just normal delinquent college dropout maintenance worker. And like slap on a tool belt or something and step out of the van, kind of waiting for everyone in casual military stance.
So as you all step out of this van, the sounds of the city become very, very loud. Cars are driving by, hovering by, all sorts of stuff. You see the occasional like police drone fly over, but the skyscraper is ahead of you. It'll only take you a few minutes to walk there. Are y'all walking to the front door or the side door?
I assume.
I think that in our original approach, perhaps we should go in the front door and act like we belong there.
We belong here.
Do some reconnaissance.
Okay. I need everybody to make a 1d6 do anything for trying to look like we belong here.
Big two.
Jeremy does not care.
Wow, we're terrible.
We are.
Hey, not as terrible as me.
Ah! Yes!
All right.
At least it's getting everybody.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. That is true. Now, is anybody going to use an XP to level this skill up?
I don't have any.
Is this like
What?
look inconspicuous, or
You can name
how
it
do you
whatever. Name it whatever. You look inconspicuous works for me if that's what you'd like.
I would like to spend an XP to give Jeremy the skill. Seems like he doesn't care.
Yeah, you got doesn't seem to give a fuck. Rank 2.
I'm totally gonna be like the coolest kid in the high school when this is over, or whatever.
I would like to use my single XP that I have to level up the wouldn't hurt a fly, innocence,
Okay.
be wholesome.
Okay.
I would like to have the skill of being wholesome, please.
Being wholesome, rank 2. Done.
Yep.
You have that.
Wonderful.
This is the best.
So you all find yourselves at the front door. They of course open automatically, and as you enter in, the doors shut behind you. The sounds of the city muffle a little bit. They're replaced with a low, borderline like chill step kind of a cyber groove in it's really setting the atmosphere for cyber tech industries.
It's girl from Ipanema.
Yeah. The security personnel behind the counter sees you all as you come in and doesn't really seem to pay you that much of mind. But you, from this vantage point, you're looking around. You see, you have a better view now of the guards. You can kind of see what their uniforms are made up of. It's blue, button up. They got a badge on their shoulder, generic security badge number 1. And outside of that, there are other people in here coming and going, and you see people filing through a series of metal detectors. How do you proceed?
Am I going to set off a metal detector?
You have been known to set metal detectors off in your day.
What is how? My question is, androids, are they like fully integrated into society? Do I recognize any android
Oh yeah,
workers, security guards,
yeah. So
business people?
the notion of full android is pretty commonplace. They definitely exist within their own culture and have integrated into society. You see people that are individuals who you're pretty sure are full android. You see people that have cybernetic enhancements. You see people that have no enhancements.
Cool.
Um,
So go ahead.
Julia's gonna kind of look around because she has obviously like just metal tools on her, and just kind of like look at the security guard, just kind of like, where do you want me to? Like,
Well,
obviously, I've got things that like you're gonna set this off. Like, is just kind of like giving a look of like, I need a place to go with this stuff.
Isn't there like a scanning belt or something that, like at the airport that you can put
so
it
yeah,
on?
you do see kind of a scanning belt, and when the
Meemaw just climbs into one of the bins.
so when you make eye
Somebody-
contact and gesture to the security officer, the female security officer behind the desk kind of motions you over, and you see her hold up like a sign-in sheet, and she says, all vendors, people here to perform work or make deliveries, should sign in first and foremost. And she holds it up to you and hands you a stylus so that you can fill it out on the screen.
Signs it.
She pulls off a visitor badge style thing. It says vendor underneath it for you to put on, and she says you just put your tools on the belt and have a nice day.
Have a wonderful day. And Julia puts her thing on the belt and just like walks through with it, like kind of looking back at you two, just giving like I don't know if this is gonna work, but like we're going for it.
Okay.
All right, so you get in line to go through that. What are Mima 9 and Jeremy doing?
Mima's gonna go up to Jeremy and sort of like put her arm around Jeremy's arm like she's frail and she needs help getting over to the scanner. Honey, I'm so excited to see where you work, but I'm very tired. Would you help me for a moment?
Fine.
I'm going to very frailly shuffle over to the scanner.
So as you get over there, another guard or security person, and that's over there, kind of gestures for you to put any metallic items that you may have into one of the bins, so it can run through it. At this point, the three of you, along with many other individuals that are here, start going through. Those amongst you that are android or android in nature, the sensor is going to buzz as you go through, and you're both going to get approached by a guard. Yes. Are you android then?
Yes. My name is Mima 9.
Well, what's your business here?
Oh, well, my grandson here. Well, I'm programmed to be his grandmother. His grandmother did die several years ago. He works here at the, what is it called? McNaldo's? McDildos? Whatever.
McDougal's.
Okay. He works here
not
at the
McDougal's.
McDougal's. He wanted to show me where he works. He recently got promoted to running all of the fryers at the same time, and she's just gonna like keep going and going and going, like about how proud she is of her son Jeremy or her grandson Jeremy. And did you know he's getting straight B's in school right now? He's a sophomore.
Julia's just gonna look at one of them and
do
point.
anything for annoying the guard.
Okay.
Julia's just gonna point at her vendor
Four.
maintenance badge and just kind of go point to her tools coming out the other way and just be like,
I would also
you'll
like
get
to use.
waved.
I would also like to use
Hey.
Jeremy's doesn't give a fuck to exasperate the situation if need be.
Go right ahead.
Because
Silly
we're gonna
gas.
do that loud and obnoxiously, and sigh lots and blow hair and just.
Look real embarrassed.
Yep.
Oh yeah, both of you very successfully. Just the guard's like, okay, I get it. Go on through, and then not Beth, excuse me. Why
Caitlin.
is this happening? I
Caitlin.
have it written in front of me. I'm looking at it. It's like I'm having a stroke or something.
Brain.
Caitlin, you kind of show your badge, and the guard looks over to make sure you've signed in. He kind of checks his tablet, and he waves you through as well. But y'all are past the lobby security. You are in the building, as it were. Before you, you see the banks of elevators. You see a couple of doors off to the sides. You do see the side entrance as well. It's got the typical emergency exit badging on it, and this is different from some of the other doors you see down here. But what are you doing?
So, frailly hobbling.
Okay.
Now we know the food court is on level 3. So I'm assuming you're gonna pretend that you know exactly where to go. So I'm just going to follow you with a proud smile on my face.
So you pass by a couple of civilians that are in here. On this ground floor, there's a few placards of showing cyber tech accomplishments, and you see what looks like smart watches and cybernetic enhancements and things they've done over the years to bolster what it means to be human through cybernetic and implants and things of that nature. Seems to be what their main business is all about. But as you move past people taking in these sites in this lobby, you find yourself at the elevator. There are 2 elevator doors. One that people file in and out of and go up and down. It looks like this is the one that has the first, second, third floor directory pointing on it. And then there's another one that you've yet to see anybody go in, and it's labeled as private.
Mima is going to look confused, hobble over to the private elevator, and try to get on.
So as you get over to where the button is to summon the elevator, there is a oh, what, when did this happen? Sorry, 1 second. So in addition to the button, there's a small black box kind of connected next to the button that looks like a place where you would put a card reader. And it has a little yellow strip across it.
Is it possible for me to plug into the card reader and figure out what kind of code or what kind of card or what thing I would need to get myself access to this elevator?
So are you going to attempt to sort of tamper with this? You don't see anything that you could plug into, but you could probably make it so that you could plug into it. It would just require a little work.
I would like to look very confused, like I'm trying to get the elevator to come, and I'm going to be turning and sort of muttering to myself about how does this contraption work? And technology these days has changed so dramatically from when I was a kid, and just while I'm doing that, I'm actively fucking with the mechanism to try to figure out if I could break it and jack into it.
Okay. Make a. So this is what I will tell you. This is going to be a little bit challenging. It's probably I'm gonna do this at a 3d6
Okay.
to compete with whatever you roll. And the reason I'm doing it so high is because it is messing with some technology. But
I'm
there's
fine with
also a civilian presence. There's a guard presence. There's cameras. So it's going to be at a 3d6 to see what kind of info you can get out of this. What skill would you like to use to overcome this challenge?
Well, I would like to use my wholesome too, because I look so
Okay.
innocent and confused and I'm just trying to get up to the food court and see where my grandson works, and I don't understand why this isn't working.
Go ahead and roll 2d6. Perfect.
Yeah.
Ooh, a 10.
Ooh.
That's a good roll. Now,
And a level up in it.
so because of this, to critically succeed on this, both would have to be a 6. But if
Okay.
you have an XP you'd like to spend to turn one of these into a 6, that would work, and you could level this up to extra wholesome.
I haven't rolled enough to fail enough to have any more
Oh,
XP.
no. Okay.
I don't have any XP right now. I used it.
Gotcha.
Dang it.
Sorry.
All right, so at 3d6. Oh, so you're going to
Ah!
successful. So as you're kind of fumbling with this, you take your android hand, and with seemingly kind of superhuman strength, you pop off this black panel, and as you look at it, it's very clearly some sort of a infrared receptor to a signal. It very much looks like it's looking for some sort of like a key badge or a key card that would work on it. And as you get it popped off, you notice behind it there are multiple wires. There's like a Star Wars style jack that you could plug something into to if you wanted to attempt to hack it. However, as you get it popped off, a guard does come over, and seeing your wholesome nature is, oh dear, the two of you must be lost. Is there something I can help you with? Are you looking for the McDougals? He says as he looks at your uniform, Jeremy.
Yeah, they like promoted me or whatever to like head of fry cooks, and I'm supposed to do trading at your food court because like your fry cooks suck.
Well, so he kind of takes you and you brought your grandmother to your first day of work, to training.
Yeah.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Am I still fucking with the elevator?
Do you want to be?
I mean, I'm trying to. I don't know if I got my goal met.
So you have
Caitlin,
in your success, you have popped it off and seen that it's that with the right leverage now, you have I would say you'd have the ability now to really get underneath these key card readers if you ever wanted to. And it's pretty clear that there is a way of digitally accessing them. It would in order to digitally access them and hack it, somebody would have to expose that cover, and then somebody else is going to have to wire into it and actually perform a hack on it.
Okay, so I know how to expose it, and I know where you could wire into it.
Yes.
Cool.
The Caitlin is going to come up and be like, "Oh, look at this horrid mess of a key card scanner. What are you doing around here?" And
I'm so
she's
sorry.
going to immediately shoo the guard away, like kind of like no, get out of here, this is my job, and like start opening up her like toolkit and rummaging around in it, like just like blocking his view of the entire thing and like kind of like shooing him away.
Okay.
I didn't mean to. I was just trying to get to the
Jeremy's just gonna pipe up with a, all right, well, Mima, like my shift starts in like 10 minutes, so if you want to see the place where they make the secret sauce, we gotta go.
So
Okay.
with that,
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
So we're gonna do a couple of things here. So the guard is at this point, based on the interaction y'all have had, it's gonna say, "Here, I can show you to where you need to go," and he takes you to the elevator over. He stops the line of people and kind of lets the both of you sort of cut the line. He gets on the elevator with you and hits floor number 3, and have a nice day. And looks to you, Jeremy. Keep your grandmother in check. She can't go breaking things, especially on my watch. And as the elevator starts to close, he steps off, and the two of you begin to ascend to the 3rd floor. Now,
Split in the party. First time.
How many people are in the elevator with us?
just the two of you.
I'm gonna I want to use my cybernetic Wi-Fi to communicate to Caitlin that we were in the elevator heading to the 3rd floor.
Okay. Go ahead and do a. I'm gonna let you do. You can do a 2d6 for this do anything because you are attempting to use your internal natural android component. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of a boost. So use a 2d6 to communicate wirelessly to other androids.
Okay, just Caitlin though.
Yeah, oh yeah.
7.
Oh, that's gonna work regardless. I can't beat that with a 1d6. Okay, yeah. You establish a connection. You're not sure what the range on it would be, but you have established some degree of a short band communication with Caitlin. Now, Caitlin, as they are ascending, what are you doing now that you are at this panel? And the guard seems to... Actually, I remember what I wanted you to do. Roll a deception for me. So, this is going to be a 1d6 to deceive.
Oh. Yes.
It hits everybody equally.
So, yeah, it's this guard looks at you after he gets off, having put them on their way to the 3rd floor, and kind of gives you a nod and allows you to carry on in your business. So now that you have access to this panel, what would you like to do?
I would like to use my use technology to find some way to bypass the entire key card mechanism and just open the elevator.
Okay. Go ahead. Do a
use technology.
Yeah, you do. Is that your 2d6, right?
Yep.
All right. So this is going to be a little bit of a challenge because you don't have the splicing tool.
I believe in you.
Right. It's just whatever I have in my toolkit plus my natural cybernetics.
Mm-hmm.
Balls.
Oh,
dang.
No. So this is what I will tell you. You don't trigger. So this is what you are unable at this time to figure out how to completely bypass the card reader, but you do discover that there is a firewall in place. There is as you kind of connect to this using your Android abilities, think like C3PO or R2 plugging into something. You're able to get in and kind of look at it, and you are not quite equipped to elegantly. It's not impossible, but you realize
But it would be inelegant.
Yeah, you realize the thing that's stopping you is a security firewall, and that it does act as a bit of an early warning system to security that someone is trying to bypass their systems. But you see it and you don't trigger the alarm.
This sounds like a Jeremy thing.
It is very much a Jeremy thing, and that is what she's going to relay when the connection is made between Meemaw and Caitlin. She is going to relay back the message that yes, slight problem. Jeremy's specific skill set and slicer would be much more adequate in addressing this particular problem.
Okay.
So I will
Meemaw
place it back broken as to allow us a possible chance to get up here later.
Okay. Mima wants to know if there is access to the private elevator on every floor.
So, excellent question. So as you arrive on the 3rd floor, it opens up. There's a lot of people in this space. Oop, we just lost...
Mal. Oh no!
Oh, I bet... Is she still in Discord?
Let us see. Yeah, she's still...
Mal?
No.
Okay,
No.
we will carry on.
Type if you can hear me.
Whoa. Technical difficulties. That's okay. We'll keep rolling and make the most of the time.
Rolling, Babaran.
We'll see what happens. We'll see if I'm sure we'll get an update. I'm sure Mal will come back. But as the doors open, you see out into the food court. You get this message from Caitlin that the splicer would probably be useful. As you step off, there is not another access to this private elevator. You can see where the shaft probably would be, but there is no door or no stop on this floor.
How many floors are in this building?
It is the tallest 20-story building you've ever seen.
Okay,
Because I didn't feel like planning hundreds of floors.
that's fair.
There went Mal.
Can we? I'm interested. So we're off the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested to know, and if I can think back about the schematics of this building, uh, whether or not the other elevator shaft is like its own self-contained shaft, or if, for example, if we could make it out of the regular elevator and possibly see or reach the private elevator. Like if we came out the top of the regular elevator, could we jump over to the other one, for example?
So the schematics available to you are limited beyond the fourth floor.
Okay.
But what you do know is that the fourth floor has a separate lobby and a separate security checkpoint. And you know that that private elevator stops at the fourth floor. It doesn't go beyond that.
Okay. So the private elevator goes to the fourth floor. Is there another elevator? Like,
Presumably, but it's not
once you get to the fourth floor?
presumably. It's a safe assumption, but
And
you
does
do not have the schematics beyond the fourth floor as it
and the
is currently.
regular elevator doesn't go past the third floor?
Correct.
Okay.
There's
I
no
think
stair access either.
Do you know that?
Do we
is
know
there
that?
stair access?
Ooh.
I feel like that's a fire hazard.
I did mention that there were other doors in the lobby, other than the side entrance.
I think it would be worth our time to convene in the food court and scope out possible other ways up besides the elevator.
Okay.
So Mima sends that information to Caitlin.
Okay. So
Let's meet up.
let's do this. Let's say you and Jeremy make your way over to a place to sit down.
Yeah, Mal says
back in
she'll be
5.
back in 5.
So
Yeah.
let's take a quick break, and let's meet back here in roughly 5 minutes.
Okay.
So everybody get some water, do whatever you got to do, and we'll just take a break right
2:20.
here.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Man. My avatar, so when I turn on my thing, always makes me giggle.
All right, and turning. We're no longer broadcasting audio. audio. We've got audio. And we have video.
Hey.
All right, we're back.
And we're back.
Technical difficulties have been resolved.
No one died.
No one died?
No one
Fusions have
died.
been changed.
Okay.
Tea is being brewed.
Okay,
We're having a good time.
Mima is going to suggest. I think that we might want to consider seeing if there are stairs that we could access the fourth floor with, because there has to be a way up to the top floor, but I believe that elevator must start at floor 4.
I guess Julia is going to try to put back that like black box without really putting it back. If that makes sense.
Sure. You're just going to
Put it back so it looks like it's fixed.
Kind of disguise it there?
Right, look like it's fixed, but not quite actually be fixed. Like if someone were to come by and like actually pull on it slightly, it would come off.
Okay. Do a 1d6 to disguise shoddy repair work.
All right.
Or lack of repair work. Ugh.
Oh, ooh.
Did you roll
More XP.
Was that your roll as a 2?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like you put it back.
She's just gonna tap it twice with a wrench and just be like,
Ah.
that is adequate work for a job that I do not have. And she's going to pick up her toolkit, glance at the line for the elevator, and go looking for the stairs.
Okay. Gotcha. So from your position, you see 2 other doors. One of them is on that's not the side entrance. You see 2 doors that are not the side entrance. One of them is kind of across the lobby, but still on this side of security, the side that you're on. And the other one is not far from your current position and is kind of up against where the far wall of the elevator is.
Let's try that door.
You open it up, and there is a stairwell.
Yeah.
Climbing time.
So you start making your way up, and it's a spiral staircase. And if you look over the rail and kind of straight up, it looks like it goes all the way up, and you see a blinking red light. And as you look at it as you're climbing, it looks like it's getting closer. And at first you think it's just because you're climbing the stairs, but then you realize that no, it's moving independently. And so you get to about the second floor. You get to the door of the second floor, and the stairs still going up. And you realize this red light is on the bottom of a drone that is descending. And as it gets closer, you hear it bzzz, getting closer and closer to you. What do? Do you continue up the stairs or turn back go to the second floor?
Can I duck into the second floor real quick?
Sure. So the door gives and opens up. You're able to pop into it. This floor you're immediately at the end of a hallway that has a bunch of stores on the left and the right. And
I listen at the door to listen for that droning to go past.
Sure. Make a do anything for listening through doors. 3.
Not half bad.
Not half bad.
It is exactly half bad.
So
and that was worse.
So, first and foremost, did you make a note that you have XP for the one you failed when you were trying to put the thing back up? Okay, good.
I have 2 XPs.
Awesome. So you hear the buzzing of the drone, bzzz, get real loud, and then it gets. Zzz, you hear it go past. And after a few moments, you hear it come back up, past the door again, and it sounds like it's climbing.
So right as it passes the door again, Caitlin is going to pop out and just kind of follow below the drone as she's going up.
Okay. Are you being stealthy?
Yes.
Roll 2d6 for stealth.
That's your thing.
Yeah, the stealth master.
And you said you're following right behind it?
Like right below it, just right out of its sight line, like just like one,
Like
just kind of
under the
turn.
stair.
Right, like one spiral turn under it.
Okay, so you are able to kind of ascertain where the sensors are on the bottom of this drone, and you're not sure if it just isn't that interested in you at the moment, or if you are fully out of its sight. But it seems to keep moving, and you seem to be able to stay behind it at the distance you're comfortable staying behind it.
All right, she gets up to the third floor and pops out into the food court.
Okay, so you're not far from where the elevator put out your friends, and real fast. So we'll say this is going to happen while you're inside the stairwell. What were Mima and Jeremy doing?
So I'm assuming that you were communicating this to me as it was happening. Is that
Mm-hmm.
accurate?
That is very accurate.
So Mima is going to have like a smile on her face and maybe like pulled out some knitting from her bag, or no, she crochets. She pulled out her crocheting from her bag and she's sitting there and she's talking to Jeremy, and it's wanting to seem like she's talking about, grandma shit, but she's conveying what Caitlin is seeing and doing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So Caitlin, as you come out into the main lobby or into this main food court, looking across, you spot Jeremy and Mima sitting at a table together. The room is busy. There are people everywhere. People waiting in line for food, traveling to seats with their food, eating. You do notice in addition to the people, you notice there are guards, security officers patrolling. Let me have everybody make a 1d6 scouting the room roll for do anything.
Oops. I will use an XP on that to make scouting the room, to make noticing one's surroundings.
Okay.
Well, I have an XP now, which is great. I'm gonna save my XP.
Okay. Yep. So, Jeremy, you notice that one of the security officers here has a slightly different uniform than the rest. A little bit, some additional badges, maybe some accolades, awards, that kind of stuff pinned to the more formal attire that this young woman is wearing. And it occurs to you that this might be maybe a security captain, perhaps. And dangling from this captain's belt, you notice a yellow key card.
So Jeremy is going to mention to Mima that hold on, hang on. Yeah, Mima, that's really great, like, about the cats and whatever, but, like, I was just thinking about how nice it was when you sent me that different yellow card, just kind of, like, out of nowhere, and it really opened up all those different doors and stuff for me, you know? Just It just really changed the whole scope of
Are
my
you
outlook
talking
on
about?
things,
Are you talking
and
about the one with the sunflowers that I sent on your birthday?
I mean, I don't remember if it had sunflowers, but it had like all those extra like little shiny metal things on it. Like it looked real fancy. Like it was, I don't know, just something different about it.
Okay, so
So,
I
I
love
mean,
Um,
that.
like
I
I
love
About
like
that
that
you
time,
did that.
Julie is going to sit down on the back end of the chair. So if they're sitting this way,
And I,
Julie's sitting like that
so
way.
you changed your character's name. Did I miss that?
Oh, The Caitlin.
Caitlin. Okay.
Yeah, I get her confused with a very, very similar character who is from a very similar world.
Okay.
Okay, I think that's like the second time you've done it, and the first time I was like,
Yeah.
"Is that stroke coming
The
back?"
issue is that one of the people in the chat is from that campaign, and she keeps like popping up, and it keeps like reminding me, oh yeah, there's that campaign that I'm in, and it's like clunk, 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 like three things back of like just
Um, so a thing that I wanted to add on the end of Jeremy's rant is just gonna be a quick little yeah, and like it took me a little while, but I finally got over it being addressed to my favorite granddaughter.
Okay.
Caitlin is going to sit on the table facing like kind of away from them, so she's sitting back to back, so they can talk, but it doesn't look like they're together.
Okay.
So real fast, Mal.
Yeah.
You have successfully done one of my favorite things a player can do. So you are going to get my version of inspiration for this game. The thing that you've done is that you have found a way to speak in Thieves' Cant. And I love that when it happens. So
That is one of my favorite things to do in a game.
well,
Yes,
you've done
energy.
it. So you are going to get a free skill bonus. You can use any of your bonus with. You can use any do anything activity as if it were a 2d6 instead of a 1d6.
Ooh.
That was that
it's a
one
one-time
time?
use.
That's rad.
Thank you.
Okay.
As a aside, I've slipped in 2 movie references so far. If you catch movie references, I will also give you one of these random things.
The game's afoot.
The game is afoot.
Paying
There are
attention
references to be had.
now.
That was your plan, Ray. Get him.
Has anybody caught the other 2 film references?
Oh.
The secret elevator is always a heist movie.
That's not it.
That's just I immediately I went, oh, we're in Oceans now.
All right, that's
And,
okay.
Not
That'll
yet.
be one.
Elijah Cunningham
I
is
haven't
somebody.
yet. I haven't yet. But I
Elijah
also
Cunningham
haven't
actually
been
is
listening for him.
somebody. That's like actually somebody.
I'll tell
I
you
can't-
one. I'll tell you one of them. The passwords that activated Jeremy's.
The Winter Soldier.
Yeah, those are Winter Soldier Russian spy codes.
Yup.
Oh, cool. I even wrote those down. I had no idea.
That's why I was singing along
Oh,
with
that's
them.
who Elijah. That's who Elijah Cunningham is. Never mind. Elijah Cunningham is a video game reference that I don't think you were trying to make.
Wasn't.
I mean, he's also a former congressman who just passed away, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Oh wow, maybe that's why the name is in my head. Just because that
Well,
happened. I don't know. I improvised.
Elijah Cunningham
Whatever.
is.
We're gonna kill this one. It'll be fine.
So Mima would like to quietly suggest I think I might go over to that nice security officer and have an accident right in front of him. And maybe I can get that special yellow card for your birthday.
Cool, but I think you should do it 2 people to the right.
2 people to the right. What does that mean?
I kind of like look at the fancy security officer with all of the shiny metal things and the yellow card, the granddaughter over.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like,
I want to
just
I want to
okay.
fall down in front of him so he'll lean down to like check on me and then steal his card.
Okay. It's a she. That was the note I was making.
Oh, it's the she. Okay, thank you.
Where the granddaughter line was in there.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. Appreciate it. So I think I'm gonna go fall down.
Okay, so
cool.
Paint.
Don't break anything.
So set the scene for me as you approach.
Mima is going to push herself up on the table and take her crocheting and put it in her bag and take her bag and sort of hobble over. Where's the security officer standing?
At this point, on her patrol, she's down the hall a bit from you. So if you think like you're in a large open food court, there's a connecting hall that kind of runs down. Here, you know what? We have tools. We have tools for this. You
Sweet.
are in a space kind of like this here, right? And we'll say it's octagonal. All right. And there's a hallway kind of going this direction. And in this little ballpark here, this is where all the food stores are. Let's say this is where the elevator came out was. This is maybe a little door over here that goes to the stairwell. And they are down here somewhere.
Okay. And do I know with my schematics what's down there?
You know that it connects into another area that looks like a mirrored version of this that is just more restaurants, more fast food chains from the franchise war.
So I'm going to be walking towards the officer.
Okay.
And I'm going to, once I get close enough for them to hear me, I'm going to say, excuse me, ma'am, excuse me, and kind of hobble over to her and get her attention. And yeah.
So she will hear you calling for her, and when she turns and sees you, she will move expeditiously like any guard captain who loves her job would do. And yes, ma'am, how can I help you?
So as I'm walking towards her, I'm very sorry, but I feel I'm suddenly need to use the restroom. And then like once I get within like 3 feet of her, I'm gonna like pretend trip. And I want to use my be wholesome skill to like really sell this like, oh no, I've fallen and I can't get up
Okay.
situation.
So go ahead and
Hey, hi, Kyle.
roll your be wholesome skill.
Okay. Big 6. Okay, I'm gonna use my XP to get even more wholesome.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm into it. So
I'm on the ground.
So you'll use your, and I was wrong earlier, by the way, where I said you would use it to modify one of your rolls. Yeah, you can change that to a crit. It only takes 1 XP. So the thing you're doing is going to fail in some capacity, still. But you can now add a third skill that is 3d6, a rank of 3, that is in some way tangentially related to what you were trying to do. So what are you going to call this rank 3 skill?
So my wholesome is still 2.
Yes, your wholesome stays 2, but now you get a new skill. 2. So maybe falling in front of guards, rank 3, or
falling and I can't get up.
Falling and I can't get up, rank 3 is certainly a suggestion.
Life alert.
Make a scene?
But sure, making a scene 3. I'm into that.
Okay. I'd like to make a scene.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, vague is good. Vague is very good. Because like you can use that for like turning on like, you can do a lot with that. I like making a scene 3. That's good.
Making a scene 3. Okay, so I'm on the ground.
So she's going to come over to assist you. But you're maybe not so sure that she is as distracted as you would like her to be. But she comes over, and a couple of other security personnel that are in the area come over as well to help kind of get you stood back upright.
Okay.
But you have the guard captain with you and 2 other guards. What are you doing in this moment?
Is the guard captain the only one that has the yellow badge?
That you can see, yes.
That I can see. I'm going to put my hand on the guard captain's arm, so like I'm leaning on her, and say, "Oh, thank you so much. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to make a scene. I just could you perhaps walk me to the restroom? I'm not sure where it is."
This is going to be where your check has failed you. She is going to absolutely. We can definitely take care of that. Tucker, please escort this Mima to the restroom, please. Make sure she gets there safely. And another guard who's not the guard captain offers his arm to you to help escort you to the restroom.
Okay. I let him do that.
Okay, so he kind of takes you off the side. It's we'll say for the sake of having it that like right here off to the side is family restroom number 1, and this one over here is family restroom number 2, and that is where he escorts you.
Okay. So, is there any level of automation in this restroom?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sure. Improvise
There,
away however you want cyberpunk restrooms to be, and we'll roll
is
with
there,
it.
is there, so I'm going to tell the security officer, I'm really not feeling very well at all. Do you think perhaps you could just stand by the door and make sure nobody comes in? I would hate to embarrass myself.
Um,
Wholesome.
roll
Use my wholesome.
persuasion.
Can I use my wholesome skill?
Of course you can.
Okay. Gosh, why can't I roll anything?
No one
Ah,
can.
I
It
did it!
succeeded.
None of us
Um,
can.
Okay.
Nobody can.
Of course, dear. I'll be right outside here if you need me.
So
Um,
I shakily reach into my purse and I pull out a Werther's original and I like place it in their hand and then I go into the bathroom.
I really want a Werther's right now. Those are so good.
So I want to see if I can like disassemble some of the automation and like see if it's connected to the rest of the like computer of the building.
Wow.
Okay.
Like if there's like a how
Hacker man.
some mirrors have like they're hooked up to computers and Wi-Fi and they show like the weather and like what's happening in the building today, and I know I've seen stuff like that in elevators and bathrooms before. So
Make for me. Okay, I'm with you. Um. Hmm. Okay, so you do see that there is kind of like a smart mirror kind of a thing going on where it's showing you like there's a little directory of the first 3 floors, maybe like what's the weather like outside. You do see some of that, but what catches your eye more than anything is a physical button on the side and a little plaque that says notify us if the restroom does not meet your satisfaction. And it dawns on you that this button is probably going to communicate to somebody in some way. So if you would like, I would say your best bet of interacting with the network as a whole is probably that particular panel.
okay, so I'm gonna go back to the door
Okay.
and I'm gonna call through the door. I'm gonna say, "Oh, I'm sorry to bother you again. Excuse me, but I really need my grandson right now for a personal reason. Could you please go fetch him from the food court? He's green, uh, very sullen, but he's a wonderful young man." And then I'm gonna like fake like a pain.
Uh,
And could you please hurry and get him immediately, please? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
um.
I can be wholesome.
You want to try and use your wholesomeness for a deception check? You're going to be deceptively wholesome?
That's my whole thing. Be wholesome.
Okay.
Everywhere.
People trust me because I'm wholesome.
Okay, go ahead
Granny.
and... So are you being wholesome or are you making a scene?
I'm not trying to make a scene. I'm not trying to get a bunch of attention.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm trying
Okay,
to get someone to do something for me.
go ahead. Make your roll.
Okay, this is at a 2.
Grandma guilt.
Double
Grandma
3.
guilt. Go for it.
Yeah.
And it works. Green in the food court. Got it. I'll be right back. And you hear him kind of hustle away.
Okay. So
Jeremy...
I'm gonna communicate to Caitlin that I am trying to get Jeremy to come to the bathroom to look at some tech stuff. So if he disappears, that's why.
Okay, so you'll see, Jeremy, you'll see a. Well, actually, before we go to that, Caitlin, what are you doing right now?
She's just mildly scanning the room and kind of pulls one of the heftier wrenches out of her toolkit and like kind of like holds it back for Jeremy to hold on to and says ever so quietly, "More guards here there are, yes. This could come in handy." And holds out a very hefty wrench under the table backwards for Jeremy to grab.
Nice.
Cool.
Cool.
Jeremy takes it. Jeremy, in the meantime, has been using his vid screen to try to see what sort of access points there are in terms of getting into the network. If there's any private networks, he can just basic get the thing into the system.
Okay.
Kind of.
So you're
without a hard.
You're basically trying the same thing you tried in the van.
Yes.
Perfect.
But now on the inside.
Inside. Go ahead and what skill are you using to attempt to accomplish this?
Running analysis. I would like to try to run an analysis of the security perimeters and defense systems of the Wi-Fi systems and access points and attempt to exploit any of their failures.
Okay. Give me one moment here. I'm just trying to see if I rolled a 4d6 the first time you tried this or a 3d6. It was a 4d6. All right. Just so I can modulate the difficulty on that, because it is going to be easier this time. All right, make your roll.
Really?
It's one off.
Yes!
All right, so you splicing into the mainframe are you quickly bypass the security. You find the same firewall that Caitlin had ran into earlier, but quickly you're able to sort of get past this first layer of encryption, and you now have access to a few things. You've got some camera access that shows you can see this main floor that you're on. You can see the second floor. You see you now have access to a camera that's inside the stairwell, and you can see two of those drones I described earlier going kind of back and forth up and down them. You also have access to a camera inside of what looks like a security office, and you can see two gentlemen sitting at a bank of monitors. And last but not least, you toggle to another one, and it is the inside of some ventilation shafts. And from the angle that the camera is in the ventilation shaft, it looks like there are some ducts that go straight up, straight down, and also horizontal. And at the end of the horizontal ducting, you can see some large metal fan blades spinning.
Of course I can.
Because of course you can.
Because who builds these things? Okay, so the minute I get access to all of this, I am going to immediately flick my view screen back to the 1993 historical document Demolition Man so that I can review all of my information about the franchise wars for my upcoming promotion to Burger Grill Chef.
Okay. Take
So that when a security officer walks over, I just look like a normal teenager being forced to do.
Okay. So at about that time, the same guard that you saw with Mima 9 earlier shows up and says, "I'm looking for a green teenager. I wasn't given a name, but is someone missing their grandmother?"
I mean, no, but she's not here.
What?
Is someone missing their grandmother? No, Jeremy's not missing his grandmother, but she's not here.
Is your grandmother here with you today somewhere?
Yeah, she came to see me.
There is a elderly android in the bathroom asking for you.
Mima. Okay. So, Jeremy, gathers up his stuff and hits pause on the video and kind of saunters to the bathroom and knocks on the door. Mima.
Oh, there you are. Darling, please come in. I need your help. Make sure that officer stands outside the door. It's horribly embarrassing.
I'm gonna look completely deadpan at the officer and just go, do you like a restroom close sign or something? Because the last time this happened, it took a couple hours.
What skill are you using to persuade?
I telegraph too.
Can I assist by using make a scene to like make some pretty gross like farting noises?
Yeah, go ahead.
I would like to use one of my bonuses for, gosh, how can I phrase this? Socially awkward?
Conveying horrible teenage embarrassment.
Okay. So both of you make your rolls for the skills that you're using to assist each other with.
Boom. I rolled really bad.
Not as bad. You rolled better.
Okay.
I rolled a 1 and a 2.
She did roll a 6.
I did roll a 6.
Yeah, I just rolled the 1 and the 2.
Well, it's going to succeed. The most I could roll is a 12, and it's definitely just a 6. So
Yeah.
So
Okay. So just some real raunchy farting noises. Like,
Oh god.
like, oh,
are you like accessing the soundboard of gross sounds?
yeah.
Oh god. Yeah, I'll be right back. I'll get a sign. Just give me a minute. Oh, the humanity.
Cool. I'm just Hindenburg us?
I'm sorry.
Oh god. Okay. I'm gonna go. So Jeremy's gonna slip inside and just like throw the latch, or he's like, I'm just gonna lock this. Cool, thanks, and just like throw the latch and. Yeah. While Mima is continuing her carrying on, I'm gonna pull up the screen access and show what I've done.
Cool.
Okay.
So
Because sound cover.
Mima wants you to. So I think that maybe if you could directly access the computer for the entire building, perhaps we could make it easier to travel through the building without being noticed. There's those drones in the stairwell. Perhaps we could deactivate them, or make figure out what the elevator codes are for the private elevators, so we could just simply put them in. Or I think most importantly, how to bypass the firewall for the building.
Okay. So is there a direct schematic for the building in the system that I have access to?
Not yet, but go ahead and make for me a do you have a technology based skill of some variety, I'm assuming?
I have running analysis. It's worked so far.
Yeah, do running analysis. I thought you had something. Make a running analysis check now that you have access to this port.
That is an 8.
That is an 8. Okay. That should
Slightly above
that
average.
should work for you. It does.
Yeah.
All right. So, taking the discovery that Mima has had, and taking the discovery that you've had, and you pull one of the wires out of the hacker splicer device, you plug it in, you type in your you tack in you type in your password, for the device, and it kind of bridges some gaps that were there in what you had before. And now, in addition to those cameras, you see three buttons that you like, sort of some binaries that you can toggle on and off. You got some zeros and ones you have access to. One of them is lights. Doesn't tell you what the lights are to, just lights. Another one is fans. And another one is drones.
Wonderful. We need all of them to no longer be working.
Okay.
Now, do you get the sense that you need to be jacked in to control all of these things, or now that you've made a link, can you do this stuff wirelessly?
You get the feeling you need to be jacked in to have access to these things.
Okay.
But we do have like an hour with this bathroom.
Me too.
Roughly.
Is there like a vent or access point in and out of this bathroom that one of us, I think, could use to get out of the bathroom without being noticed?
There's the one entrance you came in, and what skill would you like to use to search the room, Mima?
Well, I don't have anything specific to that, so this would be a do
It would be
anything.
a do anything. Yep.
It would be a do anything.
Go
So
ahead.
I'm going to try to ascertain that. Big 3.
Big one.
There you go.
So looking around the room, in the backmost stall that's here, there is a ventilation access.
How big is it?
Large enough for
grandma?
for an individual. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
the two of y'all in there. If I could pause you for a second,
mhm.
Caitlin, what are you up to?
All right, now that she's by her lonesome,
And I'm
having to
telling
fend for
you,
herself,
telling you everything that we're
right?
just
And
assuming that I'm
we have
communicating
right,
that.
we've got fans, we got lights. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Well, okay. She's kind of running through some things. I guess she would use her notice surroundings to try to find the most decrepit looking food court area that they have. Like, what's the one that looks like it's really not working right?
As far as like a restaurant that looks decrepit, or
Right, yeah, is it like just a restaurant that looks like, or better yet, is there some terminal that looks like it's like gotten damaged or something that she could go pretend to be like working on?
yeah. Why don't you make a search the room? Well, what skill would you like to use to search the room?
Notice surroundings.
Okay, go ahead and make a check.
Hey, that's not bad.
Okay, so you're looking around.
That
You
is
don't
bad.
see any terminals that are broken and decrepit. They all seem like they're working, and you see these shiny Cybertech Industry logos on the sides of them. But that being said, you do see one that looks like it's in good working order, and the employee at the local McDougal's has just stepped into the back and left it unattended.
Hmm. 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 Obviously, he's gonna come back and. Hmm.
Can I just say that I love this game?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm so glad.
This is a lot of fun.
Hilarious.
Oh, that makes me so
Actually-
happy.
Yeah. Okay. Plan B then. So there's not like a terminal that you could directly like just be futzing with to like maybe get like more access to that path. Though she could. Ooh. All right. Um, she'll kind of like pop over there, like bebop over there with her like maintenance stuff, looking like, "Oh, I'm here to fix your terminal."
Okay. So is that what you said? That's what you're doing, or that's what you're thinking about doing?
Yeah, she's gonna like bebop over there to kind of like seem like, oh, I'm just gonna come here to fix terminal.
So at about the
Uh,
time you get over there, that same employee comes back out. Hello. Were you? Did you need to order some food?
I got. Oh wait, um, do you have work order for terminal? Yes.
No, I don't think so.
But I
Let
have
let me
work order
let
for terminal.
me check. Give me one moment. Let me grab my manager, and she steps into the back and is gone for a moment.
Quickly, Julia is going to try to use technology to
Caitlin.
Caitlin. I have two people that do hacking, and they like are from like one of them's like a robot arm lady who goes around with like her AI friend, and the other one's AI friend that goes along with human ladies. They're
Yeah, I'm just
two
gonna
similar characters, and
I'm just
their
gonna
voices are
keep
very
this up
similar.
for you.
I needed to separate my characters better. I also just like spent all of last night in that character's head, so I'm like still like, all right. So anyway, Caitlin is going to quickly use technology to try to yes, Caitlin is going to use technology to try to route the control for this terminal into that bathroom terminal. Ooh,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. Do a use technology check. Once again, because you don't have the
Ooh,
splicer
spicy.
tools and stuff, it's gonna
I will
be
actually use one of my
Blow it up.
Do
I'll
it.
use my XP anyway to make a
You gonna explode it?
reroute to
so reroute terminal. So you now have a
yeah,
reroute terminal
terminal
rank
3.
3. Okay. Let's see here though. Let's see if that skill is successful. Now you don't have the splicer tool, so by default I'm going to do this at a higher DC, which is going to be 3d6. But you are still successful. So now, Jeremy, while you're in the middle of looking at these security cameras and these buttons, one of the side panels on your splicer device starts projecting on the wall a view screen of a McDougal's point of sale system. That you now have access to.
Free cheeseburgers for everyone.
Cheeseburger,
Julia is then
cheeseburger.
going to like quickly step around to the other side of the cashier, just kind of scratching her head and like relay that she has done that she's done that to the McDougal's to good old Granny.
Okay.
Okay, excellent. Now that you're behind the counter, you obviously can see the terminal that you were working on, but you can also kind of peek through the window that's on the door that leads into the back, and you can see you see a few employees back there. You see the same young lady you were speaking with, talking to, who presumably is the manager, and beyond them you see another door kind of swing open, and it looks like, if you've ever had the pleasure of being lost like in the back hallways of a mall, it looks like one of those kind of access points in this building. That's kind of back in the beyond there. Some of your stealthier protocols kick in, and you kind of Sherlock Holmes see a path of potentially skulking about where there are less people in that moment. But oh, go ahead.
Idea. She's going to, upon seeing this, go message Grandma and ask, "Could you please have Jeremy turn on the sprinklers?"
For
McDougal's.
For just for McDougal.
Yeah, she goes, "Would Jeremy be able to turn on sprinklers?" Yes, for McDougal's.
Okay. Jeremy, Darling, would it be too much to ask if you could please turn on the sprinkler system, but just for the McDougal's restaurant?
Oh man, Josh McDuffie pulled that once, like just as a joke, and he got written up and suspended without pay for like a week and a half, and I don't want to risk my promotion.
I could give you some more candy.
2K.
Yes, as
Okay.
many as you want.
So
I went to Costco. I have a lot.
welcome to Costco. I love you.
Costco.
All right.
No, they just
Uh,
have Costco in the future.
Yeah,
It never dies.
never dies.
Costco, Starbucks. We don't talk about Starbucks though. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to trip the fire suppression system in the grill area of McDougal's.
Okay. So what skill are you going to use to do that?
Running analysis.
Running analysis.
Hang on. Ready? I would like to run an analysis on the fire suppression and safety systems of McDougal's and see if I can trip one of the inherent safety protocols for the fire suppression system of the grill area.
Okay, go ahead and make your check.
Real life Bard skills, kids. Utilize them.
That's
Yo!
Ooh.
Okay. Very
Yeah.
successful. So you go in and you do a little searching and you kind of you route the networks into that McDougal connection that Caitlin gave you, and a new switch pops up, and you have now the ability to engage the sprinkler system for McDougal's. Will you be tripping that?
Yes.
Okay, so when you hit it, you suddenly you hear people like gasp from out in the main lobby as the sprinklers start going off. Caitlin, water starts spraying out of, you didn't even see them before, but they sort of descend from the ceiling, these very futuristic sprinkler heads, and just start spraying water and chemicals designed to suppress fire all over the place. It's in the main area, it's in the back area. Couple of things are going to happen. All the guards in the area, all the security officers in the in the area.
I should note that she was on like the customer side of the counter. After messing with the terminal, she hopped back on the customer side.
So all of the security personnel are going to come over to the McDougal's and look to you as the maintenance personnel that you are. What skill would you like to use to be deceptive, first and foremost?
General awkwardness.
Her sneaky stealth skills, I think, would kick in, and she'd just kind of go like, "I fix it."
Okay. So because you're going to leverage your sneaky stealth abilities to be deceptive, I'll let you make this at a 2d6 check instead of a 1d6 do anything.
I fix it, and like kind of like pulls out a wrench and immediately like goes about it like just like my job now.
Oh no.
So the guards that get there, including the captain, are going to show up. The only one you don't see is Tucker. But they're going to get there and go, what did you do? What were you working on to make this happen?
I did nothing. I came here to work. They had work order authorization. There were confusion. I am very confusion. Nothing.
Like it.
Where is there a fire here? The captain
many
points to some of the other guards. Go check the back. Make sure nothing's on fire. You stay right here.
Mini fire in the grill area.
Kind of points over his shoulder. Go check the grills. Make sure they're not on fire. Now back to Jeremy and Mima. So Jeremy, as you flip that switch on your screen, you see the screen goes red, and there is a bunch of numbers starts kind of pulling over it. You see the words. You see the word acid burn protocol initiated, and there is a a moment where all of your cameras go away, everything kind of goes away, and there's this thing that says possible network intrusion detected, initiated by security personnel, setting changed without authentication. So what's happened is you've gotten into the system, you've toggled something, but the people in charge of toggling these things have noticed they didn't make a toggle.
I'm immediately going to disconnect.
You yank the wires.
Yank the wires.
Make a do anything check for me.
I'm gonna apply one of my bonuses to that.
Okay. Do anything at rank 2. All right.
Nice.
Ooh. Very nice.
Okay. So a couple of things here. This was a 1d6 check that you made. You did it with a bonus. Because you exploded one of them, I'm going to allow you to take a new skill. And that new skill is going to be called disconnecting things incorrectly and hoping they don't break, rank 2.
Yes! That is the second most Jeremy skill.
Yeah.
So you now
Besides,
have
don't give a crap.
You now have Windows alert message, disconnect USB stick incorrectly, rank 2. All right, so back to you, Caitlin. You are being questioned by this guard captain. What are you doing?
Mainly acting just very confused, like just robots, like just in her like android self being like, work order sent. I came. Sprinkler turn on. Work order evidently necessary. It just like does not compute. You ask me what wrong, I here to fix.
So the guard captain is going to look to you and go, you're going to need to come with me while we sort this out. And the other guards come out from behind. They say, there's no fire in here. Shortly thereafter, you see the sprinkler systems turn off.
Well, this is going to hell in a handbasket. I'm not quite certain what you mean. Okay.
So
I'm going to tell Jeremy that they've apprehended Caitlin for questioning because of the sprinklers.
Oh, man. Now who am I going to go to prom with? Oh, if I
Is
rescue
prom
her, then she's going to
hacker
have to say
convention?
yes. So...
Is prom some hacker convention?
Maybe we should get back into the system and start wreaking some more havoc so that Caitlin has the opportunity to get away?
They noticed me when I flipped that switch. I feel like we're going to need a different sort of access.
New terminal.
Okay.
So shortly after that, they begin attempting to escort Caitlin away. Are you going to go with them, or are you resisting?
Can I? What? Wow. Okay.
She's gonna attempt to do like she's gonna be like attempt to be like no stubborn maintenance worker. I here to fix problem. I need to fix problem. Like, do you wish for me to lose company pay? I get docked if I do not fix problem.
So she pulls out a tablet and starts scrolling through it. She looks to you. What was the number of your work order? Which work order were you working on?
8362068.
657-5309.
One more time.
8362068.
Make a do anything for lucky as fuck.
Oh, luck be a lady. Luck be a lady.
Come on. Woo, big two.
What?
I
Lucky lady.
rolled a 1.
Oh.
I should have rolled a higher
I'm gonna-
DC on that.
I'm
but-
gonna boost that. I'm gonna get myself a
Lucky,
as
fuck.
fuck too. That's just useful to
Best
have.
skill.
So she scrolls through it. You're at the wrong restaurant. This terminal is fine. You've just set off the sprinklers here.
I didn't touch the terminal,
Listen,
but okay.
you need... I know what she's going to do. I got you.
Uh-oh.
Come with me. I'm going to let you into... I'm going to give you access to the maintenance shop. Something is... You need to be looked at. Something's obviously wrong with your circuitry. And she starts heading over towards the elevators.
Shui is gonna just follow and just send off messages of just oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck, and slightly more like musical, like it's starting to turn into like the 1912. Oh no, it's starting to turn like the 1912 overture. Shit, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck. It's starting to get more and more musical as she's getting more and more stressed out as she's like getting towards here.
So you all get over to the elevator, and she opens it. And do you get in with her?
Yep.
She's going to take you down to the first floor, and then she's going to go to swipe her badge on the private elevator, and it's not going to work. And we're going to hold there for a second.
This is amazing. I love every second of this.
Oh no! Swiper, no swiping!
Oh, jeez, this is perfect.
I love every second of this.
Oh, I can't take credit for this coincidence.
That's it. That's it.
Now,
That's it.
Now, so
Jeremy's looking at Grandma, and Jeremy's gonna go, there's a disturbance. Let's go run for it.
Yay!
We're just going.
all right, so make a. Are you opening the door gently, or are you like kicking the door in? Like, are you opening it with gusto?
I mean, I'm gonna wait for Mima's feedback before I start rolling doesn't give a fuck level 2. But we're real close to bumping that to a level 3. Okay?
Where are we going? What are we doing? I don't understand what's going on.
Okay, so if my date just got pinched, then we're gonna need to come up with like something. Because otherwise, like, it's just gonna be bad. So we're gonna lose our chance. So there's a kerfuffle, and I bet they're gonna send like a whole bunch of security people down there. And like maybe if she does it right, then it'll be like that one episode of BattleBots. Like I don't know if you ever watched that, but like they plugged the computer in and it fritz out the whole system because it just kind of tanked itself. And then so when the satellite system went down, it was plugged into the mainframe, then the mainframe crashed, and then we could take the drones in the stairwell and crash them into each other, and then because you don't need to breathe, you could run upstairs and slide the vacuum under his door, and then like he'll die and we'll be fine.
Wow.
I might have been changing channels a lot that day. I was homesick. I had a fever. I don't actually remember what happened.
Are you saying that we should allow them to take Caitlin apart and plug her in, and then
Yes.
we go upstairs, assuming that once she's disassembled, she can turn off the security? Do I have a sense that this would work? GM.
There's nothing good about this plan.
Think about this plan.
Jeremy is panicking so bad.
Because currently the elevator doesn't
wait,
work, so
what-
they can't go anywhere.
What's the plan?
I don't know.
So
I think
okay.
it's
All right,
fine.
so last
So
I heard, you
plan.
wanted to get out of this bathroom and go somewhere. Where are you hoping to go?
So Jeremy's plan is that they wait for Caitlin to make it downstairs and get plugged Like he's gonna ask Mima to communicate with Caitlin that.
Well, they're going to the 4th floor. They're trying to go to the 4th floor.
But we can't because we done broke
But
the
the
card
elevator,
scanner.
yeah. So the card scanner is broken on the private elevator. They were going to take Caitlin up to the 4th floor, but now they can't because the elevator is. So if they want to take Caitlin up to the 4th floor, they're going to have to take her a different way or fix the elevator. So we could wait to see what other way they take Caitlin up to the 4th floor,
Yes.
or use this opportunity to try to get up there ourselves, going via the stairs or via this ventilation shaft that's in the bathroom right now, etc. So those are our options that I see.
Jeremy doesn't really have a plan. He is just flailing. I was doing that thing where I assemble all of the plot and spit it out and see when somebody goes, "No, that's a terrible plan, but let's do this." Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That one was a little.
It was great. It's perfect.
Caitlin's currently too panicked to come up with any idea resembling a plan.
Okay.
That's fine. We're gonna feed it in bite-sized chunks. All right. So so the 4th floor is right below the penthouse, right? Like that's
The 4th, so the 20th floor is the penthouse.
okay.
The private elevator to the penthouse is only accessible, as far as our inference skills tell us, from the 4th. There's a private elevator that goes to the 4th floor, and then there has to be another elevator from there.
And then the stairs looked like they went a lot higher than 4 floors.
Right. So while they, how much of the security force seems to be tied up with Caitlin based on what information Caitlin can relate to me?
Quite a few. Yeah, quite a few. I would say everybody but Tucker. So everybody except for the guard that is outside of your door right now is there.
Okay.
And they're all downstairs now.
No, they are.
Just the captain went down.
Okay, so they're all McDougal's trying to suss out what's up with the sprinkler.
Yeah, the rest of them are at McDougal's.
And who's with you? Who's with Caitlin?
The captain.
The captain is with Caitlin.
I say y'all make a mad dash for the stairwell and try to hack one of the drones.
So you're gonna run?
I say you guys do.
Oh, I think that's a good idea. I think that Jeremy should try to escort Grandma down the hall, perhaps to the stairwell, where we can exit. And by exit, I mean go upstairs.
Okay.
There's like those drones in the hallway.
We just have to wait for them to start moving. And then we stay underneath the stairs, and as long as it can't see us, we stay 1 floor below. According to Caitlin's observations, we should be fine. If we notice it, maybe coming back, we duck into the door of the floor that we're on.
Okay.
So I'm gonna lean heavily on Jeremy, and I'm going to carefully open the door, muttering apology, and I'm so sorry, and thank you so much for helping honor my privacy, and I feel like it's so hard to keep your dignity these days when you're my age.
Cat does not care about streaming.
He's a helper.
As they shouldn't.
He's the drone.
So,
He'll be playing the drone.
Tucker looks at you and says, "Is everything okay now?"
Yes, I was having a bit of a digestive malfunction, but things are fine now, I believe.
So he
everything's fine here.
Bids you farewell, and he heads over to his to the guards, who seem to be quickly losing interest in the lack of fire at McDougal's, starting to chalk it up to a technical glitch.
Clearly, that sounds like we just need to go start a fire at McDougal's.
Didn't one of you take a flamethrower at the beginning? No, it was a club.
Yep, at the club.
Okay.
Always go with the
So you
flamethrower.
make your way over to the stairwell. Do you go
Yeah.
straight in, or what do you do?
I would like to listen. I would like to try to ascertain. So I was let's see. Yeah, I would like to listen and ascertain. And I was able to. We didn't resolve this before, but I was successful looking for that vent,
Yes, you
but
were.
we didn't determine what that was. And I don't remember if I rolled high enough to turn that into a skill or not. Let's see, I got a 3, so I was successful, but it didn't get XP, so I can't turn that into anything. So I
Right.
guess I just want to do anything. Listen.
Okay. Go right ahead.
Okay. Jesus.
Okay.
Okay.
All's
So
clear.
I got sure. I'm gonna peek my head in. See what I see.
So you, as you peek your head in, like right in front of you is a. As soon as you open the door, you hear bzzz, and like right in front of you is the drone, and it stops, and you see its little bottom sensor turn and kind of hone in on you.
Before, right as it's turning towards me, before it's like fully looking at me, can I weaponize my arm into a club and try to like Babe Ruth it into the wall?
You may certainly try.
Okay.
Go ahead
Dairy
and
Queen that thing.
do a one
Dairy
d
Queen it right out of the
six
sky.
to no, excuse me, 2d6, 2d6.
Oh, I rolled a 1d6. You want me to roll another 1d6 and then add it?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. Big 5.
5. Ooh, so you quickly activate your assassin skills. Your arm turns from its frail Mima form into that of a solid mace, and as you come, not mace, yeah, sure, a mace.
Cool.
And as you
The chat says it should be like a ruler or like a spatula. So I just want like a solid metal, like oversized spatula.
done,
Yeah.
easy. So yeah, it's
One way
this.
it's bludgeoning, the other way it's slashing.
Oh, perfect. I love it.
Okay.
So, yeah, you open up that door with surprising force and speed. You reach out and you grab the drone in front of you, and you just start bludgeoning it. And it the first thing you notice is that the sensor breaks. And then you swipe it across the top at where its rotors are, and it starts to no longer be able to fly, and you're able to pull it down. It's still mostly functional, but you've knocked out its flight ability and you've knocked out its sensor ability.
Okay. I grab Jeremy and I like yank him in the stairwell and I close the door.
Okay.
Does it look like this door has a locking mechanism of any kind, electronic or not?
It does not.
Okay. I do. Does it have like a handle? Like, is it a knob?
I would say it's
Does it open in or out?
so from the outside it was a handle. From the inside it's one of those push bars.
From the inside, it's push bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can
Is
maybe
it
like jam something
possible?
through the push
Yeah,
bar?
I was gonna say, is it possible to take one of my crochet hooks and like jam it into the opening mechanism in such a way that like the door won't open?
Roll a do anything for jamming door with crochet hooks.
Okay. Five.
Success.
Cool. Can I use my XP to blow that up into improvise?
Yeah. Yeah, you can have a rank 2 skill that is just no, I would say jamming doors with crochet. Jamming doors would be the rank 2 that you have.
Jamming doors. Cool. Okay.
Now,
I want to grab the drone and give it to Jeremy and say, like, can we hack into this? Because it's still operational, right?
it's mostly operational, yeah, but
It's probably still
it's
connected to
broken. It's been bludgeoned, but it is on.
yeah, it's connected to the Wi-Fi's.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I feel like Caitlin needs to do some.
Okay, so as you hand it to Caitlin, you look up above.
To
No,
Oh,
no,
not,
I
Jeremy.
handed to
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Sorry. You as you hand it to Jeremy and ask him to do what he does, a sound catches your ear. It's a bzzz kind of a sound, and as you look up, way higher up in the facility, you see another red light shift to like a red and blue flashing light, and it starts to descend.
And that's what we see.
That's what you see. Jeremy, make a skill check of some variety that is hacking.
I'm gonna run some analysis.
Get the best analysis. Best data out there.
3, you get into the system. You are
Make it our
fracturing. You're defragging the main flame. You're splicing the. You're doing all the stuff, and
Suddenly turn into Angelina Jolie.
you.
I was thinking Keanu Reeves, but go for it.
I was thinking Sam Riegel from those NordVPN ads.
I was thinking all of it.
I'm gonna go with Keanu. He knows kung fu.
Yeah.
So you get into it, and you are. You get the 3 toggles that you had before and a red X over the McDougal's fire sprinkler one.
We hitting the drones button, kids.
So you hit that drone button, and the buzzing above you stops. The red and blue light stops, and you hear nothing, and then whoosh, it flies past you, falling in like a free fall, and it hits the floor at the bottom and breaks into 2 pieces.
Is there any opportunity that either of us had to like grab it before?
Absolutely, I'm perfectly happy to retcon that. Go ahead,
Okay.
make a do anything for grabbing for catching falling drones.
Okay. Whatever.
Oh,
Yo, nice
Catching falling
hits,
drones,
Grandma.
rank 2.
Hey, can I turn that explodes into something,
it does.
right?
It explodes automatically. It explodes into a new skill called catching drones, rank 2. And because I rolled lower than you, you successfully have caught this drone. It is in perfect working order with the exception of being turned off.
Okay. Cool. I'm gonna put this in my giant bag.
Done.
Okay.
Grandma bag now has drone.
Yeah. Contains 2 additional crochet hooks, a
And a
Costco
drone.
side bag of Wendler's Originals, a bunch of nylon yarn for a hat that I was crocheting, and a disabled security drone. That's what I've got. Okay. I think Mima, is it possible for you to connect into that drone and maybe affect the security systems in the building that way, since you said that we couldn't do it through the bathroom anymore because they caught you or whatever?
Jeremy immediately plugs into the drone and does that.
Okay.
Run some analysis.
Running some analysis,
So
baby.
go ahead and run analysis.
The best analysis.
Bam.
Some good analysis right there.
Real
You
good
analyzed
analysis.
the shit out of it.
Nom nom nom.
All right.
Oh no!
No, you're good. You're good. So it will succeed. Do you have any XP that you want to spend on blowing this up?
I do.
Okay, so if you do that, you can spend 1 XP and blow this up into a new skill. And I will tell you that you have hacking the drone rank 3 from doing this.
Hack the
Nice.
planet.
So I'm going to tell you. So when you get into it, you are going to see some different options. This time you've the drone is not on, so you're not really connected to the same like kind of network that you would have been before. You're it's more like you have connected into the root system of this specific drone. And so you
Okay.
get some new options. You get on off. You get change target, and you get change rules of engagement. When you play around in here, change target for sake of gamifying it a little bit, you're going to see 3 options. You're going to see intruder, security personnel, or civilians for the targets. And under rules of engagement, you're going to see attack on sight or attack when provoked.
So these are things that we can tell the drones to do?
This is the thing. This is something you could tell this specific drone to do.
Oh, but this drone's a little broken.
No, this is the
this is-
one you caught,
Oh,
right?
this
It's
is
just
my
off.
good one.
Yeah,
Oh, this
yeah,
is
yeah,
the
yeah.
good. Okay.
All right, so
Cool.
I'm going to let you sit on that for a minute and think about what you might want to do, if anything. While
Can I ask you
Of course.
to repeat the rules of engagement?
Uh,
It was attack.
attack on sight or attack when provoked.
Okay.
Caitlin, about to get wiped.
So you have arrived back on the ground floor. The security captain is attempting to take you to the 4th floor for what you best you know is that the 4th floor is admin, but this guard captain said she was taking you to a maintenance shop. You're not really sure what that means, but she goes to hit the button and swipe her badge, and it doesn't work. She tries it a couple of more times, and the panel falls off. It doesn't hit the floor, but it's connected by a wire. She looks at it and she's just, damn. And she pulls out her walkie-talkie.
Whole building need. Caitlin just goes, whole building need work order.
She looks at you, maybe, and she kind of gives you a very scrutinizing look. She pulls out her radio. I think someone's tampered with the key card reader on the lobby elevator. And then a voice comes back through. We'll check the cameras and see if we see anything, and we'll double the patrols on all the floors above the main area.
Joya's gonna go. I know fixing. I fixing Android.
What do you want to roll to persuade?
Lucky as fuck.
Okay, give it a shot.
Ooh.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I will tell you, this guard is
Suspicious. Dang.
No.
No, she's not gonna let you. She's no. Before you work on anything else, I don't need you setting off any more sprinklers. Let's just hold on and just wait a second. So she pulls out her radio. Yeah, go ahead, double those patrols. Go ahead, be advised, we're going to head up to the 4th floor via the stairwell.
Oops.
Yeah, you should see us on the cameras shortly. And she's going to start taking you over towards the stairwell.
Julia's just gonna message up to Mima, just be like, you better start moving fast.
So when you go to send that message from the 1st floor to where they are in the stairwells, probably on like the 3rd floor, it mostly comes through as static.
What do I get?
Cool.
What do I hear?
You hear "hurry" is all you
Hurry.
hear.
Okay.
You take my meaning to mean that this is maybe 3 floors is about the extent of
Right,
short
about the
band
extent.
range.
Right, about the extent for our Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna turn to Jeremy. How quickly can you set that to target maybe those nice guards that were helping us earlier?
Instantly.
Okay. So you're gonna turn it to attack on sight and target guards.
Yes.
Okay. Done. All right, and you flip it back on, I assume.
And just gently let it go in the stairwell.
Okay, so as that happens, what do y'all do? You hear a door open below you.
I think we should just wait and see
Wait and see what the drone does.
what the drone does.
Let's go see what the drone does.
Okay. So all 3 of you now in the stairwell, plus the guard captain. How are you waiting? Are you just kind of like leaning over the ledge
I'm
watching? Or
like
you...
pressed up against the door that we have locked.
Okay.
That's where Mima wants to be, not visible by someone who looks up from below.
Okay.
What do you think, Jeremy? Jeremy,
I'm sorry. You cut out in the middle of that.
what do you think? I'm just pressed up against the door because I don't want to be seen by anybody down below us.
Jeremy's gonna check the time.
Okay.
Point of order, this is too much fun, so I do have to wrap up around 7 o'clock, but if we want to schedule a session 2 of this, I'm fine with that.
Cool.
Jeremy's gonna stop panicking about the time.
Okay.
There is still an in-game 3-hour timer, but we'll apply some DM time dilation to that.
Okay, then my in-game action still stands because if we don't have a lot of time, Jeremy's going to advocate a bum rush for the top floor. You know, and if we have a little bit more sane amount of time, then I will consider other courses of action.
Okay.
Okay.
So what's our time looking like in game?
Just kind of improvising it. Let's say it's been less than an hour, and I'll see if I can get y'all a more concise time before session 2.
That's fine. Jeremy can be fuzzy about exactly what time all this started.
Yep.
That's
Hey,
cool.
Does anybody have their Discord notifications on? Because I keep hearing them.
I'm trying to make them go away as best I can. That's what I was doing while you were.
Okay.
Uh,
I didn't know if it was me or not.
I don't think it's me, but it might be. Is Riley asleep? Yeah. Whoa, it's early. It's real early.
Lucky you.
Yeah, I know, right? Jeez.
Oh. Okay. So we still have 2 hours, so we can still be kind of stealthy about this.
Let's wait and see if the drone nukes that guy. The
Girl.
head yeah, the girl. So just be quiet. We will.
So you hear the door open and close. Caitlin and the captain start going up the stairs. Caitlin, you look
So
up.
I should be able to hear Caitlin now, right?
Yeah. I would say the connection's probably getting a little more clear.
I'm gonna say, well, be careful.
That drone is attack on sight.
Be careful. The drone is set to attack the guard.
So
boy.
as the drone starts to descend and as it gets low enough to where it sees Caitlin and the guard captain coming up the stairs, it's gonna quickly its lights are gonna go from being the solid red to like a flashing red and blue, and it's gonna audibly target acquired, and it's gonna pop out of its lower like appendages these what look like long stun batons, and of these electricity begins arcing off of them, and it begins to descend at a rapid pace towards the guard, and it's just zapping this guard captain like repeatedly with like melee shocker attacks, and it doesn't seem to be like causing actual death kind of pain to the guard, but it's certainly a problem, like being hit by a taser, and just repeatedly. And the guard is like, pss, pss, and she grabs her radio. Damn drone! The drone is
Julia's going to smack.
I'm on the
Julia's going to
ground floor.
smack
The drone is
smack the radio out of her hand.
Okay. Make a
Do anything?
do anything to perceive her going for her walkie.
Oh, that would be notice surroundings.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm good with that.
Oh boy, I'm sure glad I rolled that.
Woof.
All right, there's a lot going on in this environment, so I'm going to match your 2d6. Oh, you don't see it in time. She's able to get you do bat it out of her hand, but she's able to get drone and stairwell. She's not really able to say what floor she's on. But you're able to get some. She's able to get some information out before you bat her comm link out of her hands.
Grab her key card.
Going to roll. I guess I'll roll to shove her off the stairwell because I assume around the first floor because we've been climbing as this drone has been descending.
Yeah, you're between the first and second floor right now.
She's Julia's
there,
gonna try to push her
basement?
off the railing down the spiral out and down the center of the spiral staircase.
So if there's a basement, you haven't come across it yet, so she doesn't drop that far. But go ahead and make a do anything for pushing over a small ledge.
Homicidal robot? I know this is an assassination heist game.
You did it.
We're killing people, guys. What the heck?
So
She was gonna kill Jewel. She was gonna kill Caitlin.
successful. Tell us what we
Caitlin-
see as you flip her. Tell us how you do it.
She kind of turns back to Caitlin and is just wait, what? And then Caitlin just is panicked, huh? Just a panic, no, please don't.
So she falls 10 feet. She's going to take 2 points of damage. It's not going to kill her, but the fall itself is going to hurt her. You're going to hear her, you're going to hear a pop from probably her ankles or legs as she hits the ground beneath. And so she's on the ground in pain, and the drone set to attack on sight guards is just going to keep bzzz, 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 her on the ground.
Her radio's in pieces down there probably too.
Yeah. So with that, you do hear the door on the ground floor open up and the sounds of maybe some feet coming that direction. So what is everybody doing?
Julia is moving it just absolutely booking it up. Caitlin, sorry. Caitlin, I every time I mess it up, it then makes me mess it up a second time. Caitlin is moving it, and all she sends up to Mima is just leg it.
Grab the card. Grab the card.
Oh, could she have grabbed the card on when she pushed the lady off the ledge? As she pushes her, she's going over the railing. She goes wait and grabs the key card.
Roll. Okay, so I did
Lucky
this.
as fuck.
Roll lucky as fuck.
So I'm not gonna do
lucky
a
as fuck. It fell off.
I'm not gonna let you do a lucky as fuck on this one. So I did this in my last game, and for retcons of this nature, I'm gonna roll a 6d6. You're gonna roll a 1d6. There is a chance of succeeding in a total retcon.
And that failed.
And it's going to fail. So.
No, it's at the bottom.
It's only 10
We've got
feet.
hacking.
Run down there. So Mima's just shouting in her mind to you. Just run down there and grab it. The drone will have the guards occupied, and then just run back up. Run to us.
Okay.
Run to the fourth floor.
Julie's gonna run down and into this situation with the drone and all the guards.
So you run down right as the guards are coming out into the room. The drone does just that. The drone sees the other guards come in and immediately begins zapping and tasing at these other guards, and they're kind of batting them away. Make a stealth check for me, 2d6.
All right. Totally forgot to get that. Ooh.
Nice.
So in the middle of this frantic behavior, they see a figure move through and start messing with the guard captain's body. You find the key card and snatch it pretty easily, but they're not quite able to make out who is doing this as you turn tail and begin running up. Where are y'all
Yeah,
running to?
as high as we can go
Okay. So
is
as
what
y'all
is
keep,
what Caitlin's aiming. Caitlin's aiming for the top, as far up as she can go. She's just like,
so running,
don't
all
lose
the
it.
way up. You go up. You go up. 2 flights, 3 flights, 4 flights, 5 flights, 6 flights, 7 flights. On the 7th flight, it hits a bit of a dead end. And there is a 7th floor that you have access to. You basically have access all the way up to the 7th floor via this stairwell.
All right.
So let's go. Let's stop and peep our head in to see what's in there.
So when you open this up, it almost looks like it's a large open hallway. Very well put together, rich like rugs and mahoganies. It doesn't look like the cybernetic facility that it was downstairs. It looks like an entertaining space, almost like a conference hall. You see large panels that are like digital signage saying like "Welcome to Cybertech Industries" and stuff like that. It seems empty. From what you're looking at, you don't see anybody walking around on this floor. At least from your current vantage.
Okay.
Julia's just kind of like gonna brush herself off.
Caitlin.
Caitlin.
I gotta put
I
the
guarantee,
name
I
back
guarantee you
up
the next
on
time I
there.
have that session with that character, I'm going to say nothing but Caitlin. I guarantee it. The best part is that DM has seen the screen, and she's going to like, can you keep any of your characters straight? And the answer is no, I can't. Yep. I've got it written on my freaking sheet in big letters, like Caitlin. All right. She is going to like brush herself off, kind of dust off her little maintenance vest, pick up her toolkit, kind of rattle around, just be like, okay, and step out into the hallway.
Okay, so
Did we all go through that door?
I
Okay,
assume.
cool.
So
Now, so do we have to be done in 5 minutes? Is that?
yeah, I
understand.
unfortunately have some stuff I have to do today. I have to do some adulting this weekend.
Oh
That's
man, adulting, that's so boring.
I'm really excited to pick this back up. This was a lot of
So yeah, I was gonna say. So as you get into this floor, you look around. On the wall next to the door for the stairwell, it says 7th floor auditorium and conference hall. And being there, that is where we will cut to black for this session.
Okay, and so I just have.
Not even halfway up.
Hey, we're doing great. So I have my skills as wholesome 2, making a scene 3, jamming doors 2, catching drones 2, and I still have my special vacuum pup.
Nice.
Just want to make sure I have all the information that I.
That sounds right to me.
Okay.
I've got do anything 1, use technology 2, stealth 2, notice surroundings 2, reroute terminal 3, and lucky is. I've changed that to lucky guess.
Okay.
2. I've changed it to lucky guess just so I know that it's specifically like for like. I am thing, yes.
Yeah, putting in numbers, putting in secret
Mhm.
codes, things like that.
I like
Lucky.
And then
Teenage
What do you got?
Disaster Nightmare Goblin Prince Boy has IDGAF level 2, running analysis only at level 2, best skill in the game. Hacking the drone level 3, disconnect the USB incorrectly level 2, and my EMP snuffer and my hacking computer.
Okay.
Oh, also, Julia does have the liquid armor. Caitlin has liquid armor.
Liquid
You're doing
armor.
great. You're doing great.
It's 2 places now on my sheet, and I still messed it up. I'm looking at literally have to look at the thing
It's
to
good.
see the other thing.
So good. You're fine. You're doing great, friend. You got this.
So, did everybody have a good time?
Yes.
Yes.
That's great.
Yes.
Isn't it just an absurdly simple,
It's
zany
perfect.
system?
It's perfect. It's so good.
We got a little combat, a little puzzle solving. Oh, I loved returning to the broken door. Oh, that made me so happy. Who broke it? I don't remember who broke it.
Mima.
It was Mima broke it, and then Julia tried to pass it off as fixed. Really didn't, but like
Caitlin!
she's trying her best. Caitlin, God,
Why didn't you just change her name to Julia and then we
Because
go-
Caitlin has this whole
Got
thing
it.
like where her like serial number is K8-1YN.
She can be the Julia model of the Caitlyn line. It's fine.
Sure. All right.
Go by her middle name.
Sure.
I
Screw
say,
it. Just so I don't have to change that so much. Her name's now. I've honestly used it more than that, so screw it.
Yeah.
No!
Friendship-
No, I'm going to mess it up. I'm going to keep
all the
calling
time
you
now.
Caitlin.
Before we go, I just wanted to thank everybody over in the chat who
Yeah.
Yes,
watched us play the
seriously.
game
Thank you
today.
all.
I hope that you enjoyed it, and we'll let you know when we are able to pick this back up.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you to our players. This is the first time Into the Dungeon has done a collaboration with another group and another entity, and it was wonderful bringing in some new players and having a fresh perspective, and it was a really good time. I have never ran Cyberpunk anything before, and I was just like, I guess this is the best system to try and run it. So
I'm
without
excited
like
to
buying.
go binge watch more movies so we can throw more references to each other.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say I intentionally did 3 different references. To my knowledge, only one of I guess 2 of them were caught. The other reference I used was it was kind of funny because y'all mentioned Angelina Jolie and you mentioned hackers, but no one called me on Acid Burn Protocol. Acid Burn was
Acid Burn is his girlfriend's tag. I was waiting for the opportunity to call Jeremy Crash Override.
Oh, nice. I almost used Crash Override, but I was like, that might be too obvious. This is a good film
that
group.
one would have been Zero Cool would have been another good one to use.
Yeah. Crash Override was the one I was initially going to use, and I switched it last second to Acid Burn.
Yeah.
I like
Acid Burn Protocol. Yep.
All right. But this has been fun. Thanks, everybody. I'm going to kill the stream now. Those of you watching the stream, I'll do the thing that people do. Follow us, and you'll get updates on when the next games are. People have started subscribing, so that's a thing you could do if you want to, but it kind of blows my mind that that's a thing anybody would do, but we appreciate it nonetheless. And there will be more. The next stream on the Into the Dungeon channel will be next Sunday, but it won't be this. It'll be a continuation of our main game.
So someone just put Serial Killer.
Serial Killer is another good one. Matthew Lillard, you gotta love Matthew Lillard. But anyways, thanks everybody.
Yep.
I'm gonna kill the chat now, or not kill the chat, but kill the stream.
Kill the stream.
Good night, everybody. Mwah.